Hi, welcome to the Industry Astrology New Moon Forecast for June of 2023. On June 17th at 9:39 p.m. Pacific Time, the moon will conjoin the sun and then begin to wax again. Feeling tired, to be kind of stuck in a holding pattern, or maybe just ready for a new standard, a new chapter to begin, ready for a new, more peaceful state of mind. This new moon, especially the dark moon leading up to the new moon, has a lot of potent spiritual energy in it. Saturn, the great planet of karma, limitation, structure, the great teacher of spiritual lessons and responsibility, has been stationed, they say in astrology, at 1 degree for the last couple weeks. He moves very slowly, and once a year he completely stops and begins to move retrograde. So if you've been feeling maybe like something in your life might feel stopped or blocked, and there's been a lot of uncertainty, especially in the last few weeks, the sun is really bright here. On June 17th, coincidentally, there is also a new moon. In fact, Saturn stations exactly, or just about 12 hours before the end of the Amavasya Tithi, the end of the dark moon. So this Saturday has a very potent energy in it. There's something like a karmic turning point, you could say, perhaps, or a real shifting of perspective that can happen in the lunar cycle that comes. So this is a potent opportunity right now to be really changing your standard, wrapping up loose ends, setting clear boundaries for yourself, connecting in a realistic way with what you can and cannot do. You know, Saturn is the lord of limitations, right? And boundaries, structure, and also he rules over the word no. So sometimes it's interesting to reflect on how you use that word, no, and when. Saturn station retrograde can really feel like something is just like reaching the point, like the deadlock wall too, or there can be just tons of work to do. All sorts of things kind of piling up, and you're kind of coming to the terms that you've got to organize it maybe, or you've got to wrap it up or tie up loose ends, or just deal with what you've been ignoring. All of this, it can feel pretty frustrating because it can be wound up with delays that are out of your control. Things that really are not anything you can control. You can only just do the best you can. But what Saturn is going to be doing, especially after he turns retrograde, he's going to be getting brighter and brighter as we move through the summer months. And his power grows as this happens. He gets more apparent in the night sky. And our inner strength is bolstered by this. We get a more sense of sort of practicality, common sense of what needs to be done and how to contain that work, how to actually make it happen on a practical level, especially for people who are in Saturn Dasha right now, or maybe who have their birth star near Shatabisha, where Saturn is stationing. This can have a very important impact on your life. So it's important to get clear on your needs, where things might feel out of sync. Maybe it's got to do with your home or your job. It's a time right now for sort of cautious determination, planning in a careful and also detached way. So particularly also around relationships right now. This new moon is happening in the Vedic nakshatra, or star of Mrigashira. Mrigashira is called the searching star. It's connected to this sort of wild, passionate energy of our deepest desires for fulfillment, particularly in relationship. What is emotional freedom? Detachment versus attachment in relationship, and healthy boundaries as well. Venus, the goddess of love, is now traveling with Mars, Venus and Mars together, in this highly emotional sign of Cancer. And soon Venus is going to station retrograde, and both Venus and Mars are hanging out very close to these edgy points of the Gandanta between Cancer and Leo. So anyway, these areas of the sky are notorious for transformational shifts, and especially with the Venus retrograde up ahead, big issues may be coming forward, not just in relationship. Venus also symbolizes the economy as well as artistic expression. Venus retrograde is going to be very interesting. I'm preparing a workshop coming up, so keep your eyes on your email and do sign up for my newsletter if you haven't already. You know, Saturn is retrograde nearly half the year. So Saturn being retrograde isn't such a big deal, really. But it's the station, these moments of turning where Saturn is not moving forward or backwards, that is very critical. The place where Saturn has been sitting right now for the last week is at 13 degrees Aquarius in the sidereal system. You know, this is one of the most powerful placements for Saturn. He is in his Mula Trikona in Aquarius, and it is in the star of Shatabisha, a very powerful and mysterious star that has to do with healing, revelation, and unveiling of mysteries and secrets. So a lot of information can be disclosed around this time. We can expect discoveries and surprising events unfolding probably in the upcoming lunar cycle. This particular new moon is also happening on the sacred day of Saturn, Saturday. It's traditional to do spiritual practices on Saturdays, fasting, giving to charity, but especially this Saturday really has a lot of potency because of what's happening and because of this powerful dark moon at the same time. A really amazing and rare coincidence indeed. So take a moment to do some kind of meditation practice. Sit still. Saturn is the Lord of peace. Connect into that inner peace, that silence, as much as you can right now. And just assess what it is you value, how you structure your life around that, what you commit to. And maybe allow yourself to see this from a bigger vantage point on how you could maybe reach out even more and make a difference on a bigger level for yourself and for others. So let's just see what the tarot cards have to say about this upcoming new moon in Mrigashira Nakshatra. Okay, so the first card that's here is the Moon. The Moon card. Especially this card reminds you of that dark moon energy. That is what is going to be happening on Saturday. And, you know, the station actually happens before the new moon. So it's during that dark moon time. The station looks like it happens at 9:53 a.m. Pacific time. And then the moon finally comes to the end of this dark period at 9:39 p.m. So Saturday is a deep, dark moon energy. The dark moon is a time of uncertainty. It's something fragile about this moon. It's like a turning point where we can stop and look at our own shadows, our own darkness, where we're not taking responsibility for certain things we must do, for who we are, for our own power. And sometimes this is very unconscious. This moon card really has to do with things that we cannot see, blind spots as well. So it's often these deep, shadowy blind spots that are what keep us delayed or blocked or in stagnation. Here's the Four of Cups. A sense of sadness or fatigue, being blocked, not seeing what's in front of us. You know, Saturn's drishti, the gaze of Saturn, is often just looking straight down, just a few steps in front, instead of up. And so this dark moon may feel pretty heavy. And so take care of the emotional body right now. Take care of yourself. Take time for self-reflection and meditation. try to take it easy too. And then finally the Ace of Cups. The new moon coming, the new cycle beginning. In Saturn's retrograde energy, the part of the year where his power gets stronger, initiates a whole new beginning of this lunar cycle. So yeah, there's something potent in this time coming forward. And these are all very watery cards. They're very emotional. And it really speaks of this Venus-Mars action right now in Cancer. And even Mrigashira is a kind of very emotional energy, actually, in that it is so much about attachments, like I was saying, so much about our sense of belonging and security and safety. So these are all issues that may be coming forward right now. A block, a knot is getting untied. A block is falling down, and a new beginning is coming, but always an ending before that happens. And so this letting go, disentangling from the past. Okay. Slow down and look for the stillness within. Allow for the confusion of the mind to express itself. Allow for the doubts and the fears to show themselves. All these things and more you must embrace to allow them to dissolve. If you feel like there's no way forward or back, then sit still. In every ending, in every dead end, in every pressure cooker of finality, there is a doorway into the next chapter. There is always a new beginning with every ending. Okay. Thank you so much for coming to my new moon forecast. I do offer one-on-one Vedic astrology and tarot readings online. You can book them on my website, anandastrology.com. Be sure to get on my newsletter. Follow me on Instagram for more written updates, and also subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't already. And I will see you soon coming up on the next full moon. It's the Guru Purnima coming up, so see you then.